Hello and welcome. It's time to hear what's on my mind on this episode of the Trisha's 2 Cents Podcast. I'm your host, Trisha. I grew up on a peninsula, which is a piece of land which is almost surrounded by water. And the county in which I was raised is surrounded by water on 3 sides. So no matter where you go, water is not too far away. And where I live in the state right now is on the coast. So I'm on the coast part of the state. And many places are only accessible by bridges and tunnels. And some of us that I know only, they ride the same bridges and tunnels every single day. I mean, they gotta get to work, and that's the only way they can get there, either on a bridge or through the tunnel. And to get to my parents' home, I have to cross a 4-lane bridge that sits over a big river. And what amazes me is I crossed that bridge with faith in the bridge and the engineers and the builders. And I don't worry or have anxiety about driving over the bridge. And I know some people do, but I don't. I personally don't. I don't get scared that I'm going to lose my life when I cross the bridge because I'm afraid it's going to collapse. I just believe that the steel and the bolts are secure enough to hold up the weight of each car. And when you think about it, it's kind of crazy because I'm saying that I have faith in these engineers who have made up these plans to construct this bridge. And then they hire builders to, put everything together. But it's crazy when you think about it because we have faith in bridges and tunnels and cars and airplanes that are in the sky, but not enough faith in God to allow Him to hold us up in any situation that comes up in our life. If we truly believe that God is in control of everything, why don't we give Him absolute control like we do these engineers that build the bridges and tunnels, automobiles and planes? Think about it. God is the engineer of our body. He made us. He put us together. And if you go back to the scriptures, He made Adam He made Adam out of the dust of the earth, right? And when He breathed into him, Adam became a living soul. So God knows everything about us. I mean, absolutely everything about us. And not only did God do that, but then Jesus came down on earth and in human form. So He knows exactly how we feel. So when we say we hurt, Jesus knows what we mean when we say we hurt, because He has hurt. He knows what it's like on that human level. So again, if God is the engineer of our body and He made us, shouldn't we trust Him and trust Him to take care of us as easily as we trust that bridge to hold up each car? Just think about each car that goes over the bridge and the weight, the pounds that goes over a bridge. And we trust that that steel is going to hold the car that you're driving in up. And that it's not going to collapse by the weight of just one more car. I mean, we trusting every time we drive, that the bridge is going to hold the weight of our car to go over it one more time without any reservation. I know I do. I have no issues going to my parents' house. I'm not saying, oh my God, I'm scared to go across the bridge because I'm scared it's not going to hold me up. That never crosses my mind. Not once. Or how about the airplane in the sky? That we don't have we're not worried about, is it going to stay up there from departure to arrival? We're not concerned about, is everything working correctly from the pilot to the engine to the wings. I mean, so much goes into the airplane, keeping that airplane in the sky. But we trust it. I mean, I don't like to fly, but I do because it's the quickest way to travel. So if I'm going to Florida, it takes me no time to get there versus getting in the car and driving. So I prefer to fly. I don't like it, but I trust that that pilot is going to get us there safely. And the thing is, when we land, we all clap because we like thanking the pilot for getting us there safely. So if we do all of this for people and trusting people, why don't we trust God in the same way when we say He's the Savior of our life, or He's the Lord of our life? Why don't we trust Him in an even greater capacity? These are the questions that were on my mind as I was driving across the bridge one day. I was like, it's crazy. I'm trusting that this bridge is going to hold up without a thought about it. And then I started thinking about the airplanes and even the car we're driving in. We get in the car and we trust that it's going to carry us from point A to point B. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. God should be the only one we trust ultimately. We can't trust our own judgment. We have to look to Him, submit to Him, and He will direct our path. He's that bridge over troubled waters. We don't know which way to go. We trust the Lord. And like I said, when I was on the bridge thinking about these things and how we trust the tunnels, going underneath the water, not worrying about whether the water's going to leak inside the tunnel. We just trusting that man has sealed it correctly. We just zoom on in and zoom on out. But we have to give that same, no, I'm not going to say the same. We have to trust God even the more. Because God is the one that's in control of everything. And God is the one that knows us in and out. So, my challenge to you and to me is to trust God. Trust God. Everyone else is going to fail us. Even the bridge is going to break down. The tunnels are going to get old. Airplanes get old. But God is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Trisha's 2 Cents Podcast. Join me on the next episode as I give life lessons through my experience, my growth, and always from my heart. Make sure you subscribe on your favorite listening platform.